Welcome back to my channel. You already know it's your boy Hood Diggity, the Rock Reactor, back with another video. Yes, sir. Before I proceed, let me know where you tapping in from. Let me know what country, what city, what mountain, what hill, what cave, what island, what planet, what universe. Let me know where you at. Represent your hood. Yes, sir. Guys, do you really see a war going? U.S. versus Venezuela. Do you actually see this war actually taking effect? Because I don't see it. I see this is just a ploy to bring down Maduro. You know that Trump has. We all see it. We all see that this is a bigger angle than just fighting drugs. It's involved. We all know that it is about drug trafficking, but it's more to it than that. I think this is just a big ploy, a big angle. It's a bigger angle to overthrow Maduro. That's what I see. That's what a lot of people see. I'm sure that Venezuelan citizens are now mad at Trump for that. Most of them. Because a lot of them had to flee because of Maduro. A lot of shit is going on. A lot of Venezuelans had to leave the country. And a lot of Venezuelans are just waiting for Maduro to step down to go back to their country. And that's it. And that it's just about a change of government. So they're all through. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I think eventually I see Maduro, guys, and maybe someday, years from now, somebody could look at this video and see that I predicted it. Maduro's going to die either in a Venezuelan prison or a U.S. prison. That's what I see. And he's going to pay for all the shit he did, because he did a lot of shit. He continues to do a lot of shit. So let's get right to this one, guys. This is Trump reportedly considers covert Maduro overthrow. Let's get right through it. And before we do, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Hit the like button. Any donations to my channel will be greatly appreciated. My PayPal account is on the screen. Let's get it.
The U.S. is reportedly ramping up the pressure on Venezuela as it looks towards a post-Maduro future, with a new phase of the operations eyeing options to overthrow him. The Trump administration reportedly considering dropping leaflets to pressure the dictator on his birthday, which is today.
His birthday. The Trump had proposed a psychological operation to demoralize the Venezuelan leader and encourage him to flee the country. Oh, so that could happen too. He could go and seek asylum. Where is he going to go? He's going to go to Cuba. Probably go to Cuba, but if he goes to Cuba, he's not going to be too safe there.
And to get him to flee the country on his own. Alex Gray served as chief of staff to the National Security Council during President Trump's first term, and he joins us now. Alex, welcome. So we know there's a new phase. We also heard yesterday they said everything is on the table, or no options are off the table. So what do you think is going to happen next? How will this unfold?
Well, thanks for having me, Rachel. I think the president is doing everything he can through his mantra of peace through strength to use American military power and covert means to compel Maduro to make the right choice, which is to leave Venezuela, to give the Venezuelan people an opportunity to have a new future. Remember, 25 years of the Chavez-Maduro dictatorship, and the Venezuelan people have gone from being the wealthiest in the hemisphere to the poorest because of the Marxist-Leninist ideology of that regime. And also, Rachel, this is incredibly important, they are directly killing Americans every single day because the Venezuelan regime and the narco traffickers are essentially one and the same. And unlike the presidents of both parties since the end of the Cold War, President Trump is actually focused on what's happening in our hemisphere that's affecting our homeland. Instead of pushing these democracy promotion wars in the Middle East, he is focused on our hemisphere, which is so long overdue.
You know, that's a very interesting point, I think, historically speaking.
Guys, I don't think Trump wants war. I mean, it would be very hypocritical of him to want to stop wars overseas and want to create a war here in this hemisphere. So I think it's just that's just applying the pressure. That's basically what he's doing. He's applying the pressure. But I don't see Trump bombing Venezuela and stuff like that and killing innocent people. I don't see him doing that. I do see him applying a lot of pressure until they're just going to have to give up. Something else, I am surprised, very surprised that they're actually offering him to flee the country. I am very surprised. I think that might be to get him somewhere else, but I am surprised. I think Maduro's already making plans to flee the country. I think he already got that as a plan B.
Speaking, we've never seen anything like this, I think, and I think since the end of the Cold War. Nobody is focused on Latin America. It's been under a lot of neglect, and yet, as you say, it affects us deeply. The president talks a lot about the drugs coming in. I think he's right. The cartels, which, as you know, are definitely a menace, not just in the hemisphere. They end up affecting America as well. But how much of this also has to do, honestly speaking, with China?
Rachel, I think you cannot understate how significant this is in terms of our larger competition with China. In the absence of America, again, as presidents of both parties were focused on these endless wars overseas, China and Russia were expanding their foothold in our hemisphere. And Venezuela was a major point for Russian and Chinese infiltration of the hemisphere. And President Trump, I think, is looking at this and saying, we cannot allow our greatest geopolitical rival in Beijing to have a presence in our neighborhood the way China.
I never thought of it that way, guys. This guy just opened my eyes. It's true. He wants that buddy system between Maduro and Putin and Xi Jinping. He wants that stopped because he knows that is a threat to the mainland. There's a threat to his country, to the U.S.
Has for the last 20 years. This is a major, major effort. And while we've allowed the Venezuelan regime to contribute throwing tons of drugs into the United States, we've also allowed China to gain a foothold in the energy reserves in Venezuela, which is obviously totally against our interests. So the president is taking, I think, a really strategic focus here.
Yeah, we've been on the couch talking about how does he exit? You know, what does that look like? I'm also looking at what's happening between Ukraine and Russia. Russia also an ally of Maduro and his dictatorship. Wondering, in my mind, how much of that negotiation will secretly involve helping to find a place for Maduro to go to. Would you tell us what you think that looks like? Where does he go? I know he must be worried about the cartel's killing him. Absolutely, he's the head of this operation. So what does it look like for him? How does he leave without getting killed by the cartels? And who would take him?
Well, something tells me he's probably going to end up in Havana with his benefactors in the Cuban regime. And it also wouldn't surprise me if somehow he ended up sharing an apartment with Bashar Assad from Syria in Moscow. And look, these dictators, they have a club. They look out for each other. I think the most important thing right now is to find an exit path where we can get Maduro out of Caracas and we can get the Chinese, as you said, Rachel, we can get them out of Caracas and we can focus on getting Americans safe from the importation of dangerous drugs that Venezuela is so actively helping to promote.
Yeah. As our Secretary of War said in Panama very early in the administration, America first also means the Americas first. So this is a pivot away from the Middle East and to the Western Hemisphere. And I think you're right. That's in the interest of the United States. Alex Gray, very great discussion. Thanks for coming on. We'll have you back.
Thanks, Rachel.
I am so surprised, guys, that they're giving him that alternative. If they do and he goes by himself, there's a lot of people under Maduro who's going to end up in jail, who's going to end up being killed. There's a lot of people. It's not just Maduro. There's a lot of people under him that is going to be in trouble, and a lot of shit is going to happen with because there's already that president. The president that was elected, I forgot his name. But I'm just surprised they're giving him that alternative. I thought it was going to be the alternative would be for him to turn himself in and he gets judged in a U.S. court and he never comes out. A la Noriega. If you guys remember Noriega. Guys, let me know what you think of this, guys. And, of course, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Hit the like button. Any donations to my channel will be greatly appreciated. My PayPal account is on the screen. Peace, love, and God bless.